Hola amigos, this is Ruben from Thru. We got for you today a video about how to fight or how to understand how to fight multiple opponents. Hope you like it, hope you like my beard. If you want to learn Thru, you should have beard. Take care amigos, see you on the other side. Hello amigos, this is Ruben. We are going to start today learning, understanding more about how to fight multiple opponents. Obviously, if you fight one person, it's a chaos, but if you fight like multiple opponents, it's even more chaos, okay? So we have to start at some point. We're gonna start in the beginning, understanding our stance. I know that most of you wanna fight like super good, fighting multiple opponents at the same time, like really hard, like in this video. But for obvious reason, we have to start at some point. And the first point for start is understanding your stance, understanding how to move when you are surrounded by multiple opponents. We are going to learn how to move when you are surrounded by two opponents in 90 degrees, by two opponents in 180 degrees, and by two opponents in the 90 degrees on the other side. Because I don't think that 90, 180, and 270 makes sense. I'm not going to make this for fight this guy. I'm just gonna make like turn this way, or turn this way if I am surrounded like we will start in four corners. Okay, we're gonna start on the 90 degrees. Johnny is gonna be the instigator and Matt is gonna be on my side. Obviously, he can be here, but because filming purposes, I am so big and I don't want to make Matt disappear behind me. So I'm gonna put Matt like in a little bit of angle. First thing, they have to be in a distance that they can touch my face, my head, because this is for real. They cannot be like there and complaining or provoking the fight. They're gonna be like close to me. So the first thing I have to understand my stance. I cannot be here, relax, I'm gonna open a little bit more and my toes is gonna be pointing my two first opponents. Why? In this way I can start playing a little bit, just moving my toes and my ankles to get some more stability and connecting with Johnny and connecting with Matt. So the first drill is gonna be, I'm here, I'm gonna be a little bit more open and then I'm gonna connect. 1, 2, recover, 2, 1. 1, 2 is because it's jab cross, but remember, shoulders really up, we cover again, and from there I go like 1, 2, or 2, 1. This is the first step, okay? One more time. Now with a little bit of tempo, I open, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then move back to the center. Okay, this is the first drill. Okay, for the second drill, one of the things that I really like is like, okay, when we talk about our weapons, our attacks, most of the time we are thinking about attacking is for destroying my opponent, for attacking my opponent, yeah, that's right, but what happens if I understand my attack like for changing my direction and to attack multiple opponents at the same time? What does this mean? I'm going to apply now only a circular kick because my intention is going to be try to get out of the distance from Johnny, but at the same time attacking Matt. So for the second drill, it's going to be, remember, we cannot forget the previous drill. I'm going to make like my stance. They have to be touching my head. This is the reference. I'm going to make, first of all, my stance. I'm going to play with Johnny 1, 2, and now before connecting with Matt, look, I'm going to get a little bit out of the distance because the punch is completely different distance from the kick. So I'm going to make 1, 2, readapt, and now look, I'm going to enter to connect with Matt and apply my two direct punches. So we start thinking about being in the distance, being out of the distance, and using my weapons, different weapons, not only for attacking my opponents, so we can move around. We can apply it if we are like really, really close. We can apply like with my frame, I make 1, 2, but now instead of sending my kick because I have no time, I can make like hook in order to connect with Matt. So it's not necessary that you think only about, okay, I have to introduce now the kick. We talk about lines of attack, no matter if you are using your punches, your elbows, your knees, and your kicks. But because we have to establish and we have to train some drills, I have decided to start opening a little bit my distance, adapting my stance, and then connecting with Matt, with my kicks and applying the jab and cross. Okay, for the drill number 3, we're gonna start moving out from the center. We are gonna decide where to go, and then we are gonna try to understand how to arrive safely and properly into that side. We can use, as I said before, thinking about the lines of attack, we can use directs, we can use circular, we can use descending, we can use a lot of things, but in this way the video will be like hours and hours and hours. So we are gonna decide one, which is jab cross, and then we're gonna cross and enter. We're gonna decide opponent 1, opponent 2. I'm gonna give you 2 options, and then you can play around it. But there are some rules, like logical rules that you can see here when you are watching the video. Maybe you are seated or you are on the mat, you're watching the video, and it's like quite easy. But when you are surrounded and the chaos start, chemical cocktail in the brain, heart rate, is like quite difficult. You can make some mistakes. So we are gonna train and we're gonna define. First thing, as always, they are going to be in the distance for touching my head. Then, adapt my position, I'm going to play my jab, cross with my opponent 1, and now I'm going to cross and enter. If when I grab Johnny and I try to put him in the middle, I go this way, I'm going to be giving him the back for free. So I have to think that when I grab Johnny, I'm gonna go this way, trying to use a concept that is called the shield. Okay, the shield is a concept that is like putting something in the middle. In this case, it's a person, but this person is not dead, so we have to apply something. So after putting John in the middle, I'm gonna apply my knee, and I'm gonna move out. So I'm gonna try to destroy one of my opponents so I can be like 1-to-1. Then what happens if I go for mat? Then same thing, they are touching my head, always same reference for a start. I get my stance, maybe I start with Johnny, jab, cross, and now I cross and enter with mat. Grab, same thing, same detail. I cannot go this way. I have to turn this way. I will apply my knee and I will continue entering the distance with Johnny. This is the way that I can understand how to move properly fighting multiple opponents. In future videos, we will talk about the 3 different concepts for the human shield. We will talk about the concept of covering, the concept of attacking with the shield, or the concept attacking through the shield. Okay, now for the next drill, I'm gonna decide to move my opponent, and instead of starting in 90 degrees, we are gonna start in 180 degrees. This is quite dangerous, and for obvious reasons, I cannot be pointing with my toes both opponents at the same time. So for sure, one of these guys is gonna be the instigator, the one that is like barking like a dog, you know what I mean? So maybe it's gonna be Johnny because he's the most dangerous guy here in the gym. So I'm gonna face Johnny. First reference, remember, when I get my stance, I want to feel the danger, so they have to be touching my head and mat, please, at the same time. Exactly, that's the first thing. You have to be in distance, okay? But then, now, as soon as I turn, I don't want to lose this opponent, so I'm going to enter direct. Now I'm going to change my angle. I'm going to enter direct. I'm going to cross and enter, trying to get behind him, and then when I move him is when I start punching with my jab and cross. Lots of things can be applied there. Obviously, I am training now, so when I cross and enter and I go to the middle line, I grab Johnny with my sport trapping. For me personally, I have to attack the nervous system of Johnny, so I'm gonna try to grab some meat. Nipples work really well, the ear work really well to move people out and then connect with the other one. Why? If you try to move a person in the street for real without damaging the nervous system, just applying like a sport trappings, sport ways of trapping with your hands, it's not gonna work. Even more when they have like clothing and everything. So one more time, I got Johnny, I cross and enter, so I get out of the distance from my opponent, and before he comes, or maybe he can punch behind my head, I'm gonna go under and I'm gonna arrive here. Then from here I'm gonna grab flesh, I'm gonna grab meat, and I'm gonna move him in order to connect with my second opponent, so I can start like dividing them and playing for real versus 2 opponents, but not at the same time. It's one, getting out of the distance, roll, moving, and getting in the distance of my second opponent. Okay, for the next drill, they are not gonna wait for my attacks. They are gonna be in the distance. Please touch my head. And now I have to react, and I have to start thinking about how to at least touch both opponents at the same time or in the first part of my attack. So because I don't want to complicate and we have to start at some point, the thing I'm gonna do now, if you can practice that one, is they are gonna grab my shoulders so I can get that reference, and the only thing I'm gonna make now is like bouncing like a ball in a pinball. You know this kind of machine? Maybe I am too old.
Pinball. Yeah.
Maybe I am too old for this, but I love that machine. So the thing I'm gonna make is like, you look, we got lots of things that we can play around with. We can make it more complicated, but we have to do it really easy and effective in the beginning. So the first thing I'm gonna do, very ballistic, when I got this reference, is like, I'm gonna stomp on the foot of my opponent. At the same time, I'm gonna connect with my frame. Why? Even if they are grabbing me, grab me. When I do this and I stomp on the floor, I'm gonna break this trapping, and then I'm gonna apply the next punch to my second opponent. So the drill for you to practice now is, they grab me, please don't stop on the floor on the foot of your training partner. And if you do it, then when it's his turn, he's allowed to make the same. So you make like one, trying to get out of the distance, and now when you hit crash, you send your direct punches in order to connect. You can apply knees if he is too far away because he cannot follow you. You are super fast. Perfect. You make like grab again. I make like one, then punch, kick, and you go direct with your jab and cross. Remember, we are only in the very beginning. We are just in the first part. How do you?
Scratching the surface.
Scratching the surface. Thank you very much, Matt. Okay, one of the things that I really like when we are talking about 180 degrees is like, most of the times maybe you are not on time and you don't want to give your back to your opponent, so we are going to start thinking about our hammer fist, because in this way we can attack from the sides. You know what I mean? You don't need to be like facing one of your opponents to apply your jab and cross or your hooks, because with this part of the hand you can start hitting like on the side, so you don't give your back for free to your second opponent, which is like considered maybe in the 180 degrees. 180 degrees is when they are like side to side. You don't have nothing in the middle. It's like, okay, whoa. Oh, what is gonna happen? I have to stand some points. So for the drill number 6, we are gonna first, obviously, because they can be, remember the distance is this, they have to touch get your stance, and now the drill is like, put your frame, please. The drill is gonna be really easy. You're gonna make, if you make the step back with the right, you're gonna connect first with the opponent on your right. You're gonna make like hammer fist, the cross jab, getting out of the distance. If you're gonna go this way, you're gonna be hammer fist and then cross jab, getting out of the distance. So remember, as we said in the first drill, the most important part is thinking about your stance and moving in every single step. When you're fighting one person, maybe sometimes you can apply your punches, your kicks, your knees, your entries from the same place. But when you're fighting multiple opponents, the first thing that you have to understand is that your stance should be a little bit more wide to get more stability, and in every single attack you have to move. You cannot be static in the same place. So please pay attention to this one more time. I'm gonna decide now go for Yoni. So I'm gonna make my step back, and at the same time I make my step back, I move with my drag step. So I go for 1, 2, now I go for this side, same thing, pa, getting out of the distance. So that's the drill number 6. Remember, step by step we're gonna complete the entire circle. Okay, when we talk about multiple opponents, one of the most important parts that you have to understand is like, we are talking about being maybe surrounded by people. So maybe my opponent is 90 degrees on this side or 90 degrees on that side, because in a circle, the left and right, fucking mosquito in my ear, sorry about that. Multiple fucking opponents, yeah. So the first thing that you have to understand is like, okay, this could be in this side or this could be in that side. Okay, so in a circle, left and right doesn't exist, so we have to play both sides. Now, they are gonna be in the distance again, Remember, that's the most important part. And now the first thing I'm gonna do, because we have already talked about it, is I'm gonna be out of the distance, going to the like escape line. I mean, I'm gonna connect with mat, but at the same time, I'm gonna play my drag step to the side, connect it with 1, 2, and then now when I make the second one, I'm gonna turn my hips to connect with Johnny, and then applying 1, 2. So one more time, drill number 7 is about when I am here, please Johnny, be in the distance, I move myself with the drag step, I turn my hip with the second punch, I'm facing Johnny now, I contact with Johnny, sending my kick, and then 1, 2. Really simple. Remember, we are developing step by step our skills to understand how to move. Can we use any other weapons? Can we use hammer, hooks, overs? Lots of things, but we have to simplify it. We have to be effective. Being surrounded by multiple opponents in the street is not easy and it's not for free. So pay attention and train with your mind really open. Okay, we're going to continue with the human shield and the second concept, attacking with the human shield. So for obvious reason, if I have to evaluate the situation, I'm going to see the big guy, I'm going to see Johnny, which is more or less in my side, so this shield is going to be easier for me to move. So first thing, as always, they touch my head, I'm going to just enter. You can like apply kicks, punches, whatever, but if you want to react fast, you have to like cross and enter immediately. I already touched Johnny's foot. Remember, you can always try to distract the attention of your opponent, and when you cross and enter, try to stomp on the foot. And then when I go to use my shield, as I said before, first of all, I have to grab mid, because if I try to move only Johnny and trying to attack with Johnny or smash Johnny on my second opponent, it's not gonna work. Why? He's not feeling nothing, and if I only touch him or grab him, he can make like hitting me with my elbows, he can try to open my guard, he can try lots of things. But when you grab, his reaction is gonna be always putting the hands there. That's the moment I have to try to smash with my shield. This is gonna give me lots of opportunities like for escaping. Remember, if you can run, if you can escape, don't go in the middle and continue fighting multiple opponents. This is not a movie, you're not gonna win, you know what I mean? This is not like stop and then next shot. If you are for real, are for real. I mean, if you get the chance to arrive to the back and you use the shield to cross and enter, maybe you distract attention, and this is the moment you can go out. So second concept from the shield, one more time. I'm gonna cross and enter with Johnny. For obvious reason, I'm gonna decide Johnny, as I said before, and I'm gonna grab flesh, and I'm gonna like hit with my shield using my entire body. It's not only moving him with the arms, it's like moving him like the NFL guys.
Yeah.
How do you call this? It's like when you like
the sleds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am not a big fan of the NFL. Sorry about this, guys. But you got the concept. It's like dragging your shield behind and trying to cross and enter, creating this kind of chaotic environment. Okay, third concept for the human shield is attacking through the shield. I always have an image in my mind like the Spartans, you know what I mean? The Spartans can cover and protect with the shield, they can attack with the shield, or they can attack through the shield, you know what I mean? So this is the third concept. Again, for obvious reason, I'm gonna decide to go for Johnny because he's more on my side. You know, you have to be like intelligent in the fight if you can. I'm gonna start the same. I'm gonna start with my stomp. I'm gonna start crossing and enter, and I'm gonna arrive to the back of my opponent. Then from here, when I hit with Johnny, when I attack with Johnny, my intention now is gonna attack through Johnny. It's gonna attack like trying to punch my opponent. But look, when I punch, at the same time I try to. Obviously, I am not like, he's my friend, so I'm not gonna hit him with the elbow behind the head, but this is the intention. It's like one, and then connect with the punch with your second opponent, trying to destroy and create more damage, okay? So one more time, concept number 3 of the human shield, attacking through the shield. I'm gonna cross and enter, go down, grab the t-shirt because it's my training partner, move, 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 and when I touch, you can kick, and then boom, boom, and then start applying your direct punches. Feel free to experiment, use this like a guideline. Don't be stuck in only doing like 1, 2, okay, I know how to do it, then next. Feel free to experiment by yourself. Please interact with us, send us your messages, comments, ideas, everything, and we will take care of you.